In celebration of Teysa Karlov being spoiled, we're whipping out Teysa Orzhov Scion, and we're up against Ghave, Guru of Spores. Can't keep that hand, so we'll just throw it away, and an even worse hand in that, with no lands whatsoever. Luckily, Ghave, Guru of Spores tends to be very mana hungry, so if they get off to any kind of slow start, well, we're on the... Yeah, we can play that on the second turn, it doesn't matter. Luckily, Tainted Field is switched on by our scrubland, so we're not going to be struggling on colours this game. But yeah, the Teysa Karlov card was spoiled, when was it? About a week ago at the time of this recording. And I'm very much looking forward to playing with that card. It duplicates death triggers and gives your... I've heard people refer to it as something like, I think it's Death Harmonicon in reference to Panharmonicon, which I think is quite humorous, but it also gives tokens, vigilance and lifelink, I think. So I've got a kind of death trigger token based strategy that I'm trying to think up. I don't know if it would do well as part of the 99 in this deck. I need to go through this deck and see how many death triggers there actually are in this deck, but time will tell on that one. And down comes the Windbrisk Heights that we already knew about. See what card we can hopefully get into later on. Really like something like an Elish Norn or something like that off the top of this, but we don't have anything like that, so why don't we try... We'll go for a Midnight Haunting. The reason I'm going for Midnight Haunting there is because in order to activate this Windbrisk Heights, we need to swing in with 3 or more creatures. And if, for instance, 2 of those creatures die in combat, we can replace them with the Midnight Haunting, effectively. Perhaps should have gone for Vindicate there, but I wouldn't mind drawing into Vindicate later on. Alright, well we can potentially slow the game down with a Wrath of God. Let's just go for Teysa in the hope that we manage to get into another land next turn. Really like some more mana next turn so that we can go for Hero of Bladehold and try and stay on curve. Teysa Orzhov Scion is a 3 mana Orzhov commander, 2/3, sack 3 white creatures and exile a creature. Whenever another black creature you control dies, create a 1/1 spirit token with flying. And Ghave, Guru of Spores is an... I always want to call it junk because that's what it was called before Abzan was a thing, but an Abzan 5 mana commander, a 0/0, but it enters with 5+ counters. 1 and remove a plus counter creates a sapling or a saproling. You'll have to forgive that. The real word in the English language is sapling, and I always want to call a saproling that, but yeah, it's a 1/1 saproling for removing a +1/+1 counter from something, and then 1 and sack a creature is put a plus counter on a creature. We do get into that mana we wanted, that's really good. So now we get to go for Hero of Bladehold. I am holding the auto tap key, there we go, it's working now. So hopefully our opponent doesn't have any spot removal for us and we can get into some Hero of Bladehold shenanigans. Great token producer in Hero of Bladehold. We'll just swing in for 2 points of damage here and swing it back over to our opponent. We can F6 through our opponent's turn thanks to the fact that we don't have 3 white creatures in play. Teysa's first ability, sacrifice 3 white creatures and exile a creature, often means that you can, or you almost have to hold up that ability through your opponent's turn, so you can't just auto yield. I'm hoping that we can swing in with Hero of Bladehold before Ghave comes down. That way we get 2 tokens in play, and then when Ghave does come down next turn, assuming that he does, we can swing in with Hero of Bladehold and sack 3 of our 4 tokens that we'll have at that point in order to get rid of Ghave, and then still be able to keep swinging through. what I tend to notice Ghave players doing is just running out Ghave on turn 5 and not holding up any mana to activate any of his abilities, which I don't think you really want to be doing with this commander. Unfortunately, the cards that tend to work well with him tend to be 4, 5, 6 mana spells, and yeah, it's a very mana hungry deck. And we've seen no ramp from our opponent thus far, which is good for us, but it's bad for them. Down comes Ooze Flux, an enchantment, which is 2 mana, remove a +1/+1 counter, or 1 or more +1/+1 counters from a creature you control, and create an XX green ooze, where X is the number of plus counters removed. We'll just go straight into combat here and get those tokens that we need. Oh, we're getting the... I've stacked that wrong. That happens sometimes, unfortunately. Yeah, I've stacked that wrong. You want to get the tokens down first, so we miss out on 2 damage there. And one thing that I found is that... Well, I'll finish what I was saying there. You want to get the tokens down and then have Battlecry resolve. So Battlecry goes on the stack first. The client usually throws those up in order for you, but I don't think it did it this time. Also, Windbrisk Heights doesn't trigger. I found this out the hard way. You would think that because we've attacked with 4 creatures there, it would trigger Windbrisk Heights, but we need to actually... The game, as far as the game's concerned, we actually only attacked with 2 creatures, and then these things entered attacking. So Windbrisk Heights only sees that we have attacked with 2 creatures there. But next turn, we'll be able to get that down if we want to. I imagine we're going to see Ghave here. Nope, we're seeing Juniper Order Ranger. I don't mind exiling that either. I might try and trick our opponent and go in for... Oh, land is nice. Yeah, I think we'll go in for Reassembling Skeleton. We'll swing in with everything except Teysa. And I'll show you what I mean with those abilities on the stack. So we want... Yeah, usually it throws Battlecry here, so you don't need to worry about it, but it's flipped it round now for some reason. So you go Battlecry first, so that the tokens come out. And then, as you can see, the tokens that have entered with Summoning Sickness are 2 1s, as opposed to just 1 1s like they were last turn. And we'll see how our opponent blocks here. I want them to block the Reassembling Skeleton, but I imagine they'll just block a Soldier token. Alright, well, they have plumped for blocking there instead. That's fine. I'm going to just play the Midnight Haunting now. We'll cast that and get those spirits into play. We'll deal our damage. And then if we... I think I do want to kill the Juniper Order Ranger. I'll do it on my opponent's turn. There's no rush. We can use Teysa's ability at instant speed. And we'll still have 3 tokens up to kill Ghave if we want to. I think we'll go for that. Noteworthy that our opponent wouldn't have had access to white mana had it not have been for our scrubland. So it's a good job that we played that, otherwise our opponent might not have seen it this far through the game. Ooh, Contagion Engine. That kills our stuff. We can get Reassembling Skeleton back out though, and that will get us a token. We might as well sacrifice... we choose a creature first, and then we sacrifice all these things. We might as well exile that in response, because we're about to lose our tokens anyway. It's not really of much worry, because we can just get tokens down again thanks to Hero of Bladehold. For anyone who doesn't know, Contagion Engine is going to put a -1/-1 counter on every creature we control. And then 4 mana and tap, proliferate twice. We get a spirit token thanks to Reassembling Skeleton dying. And we will recast our Reassembling Skeleton. Might as well get it on the field. And I think we can just straight out win next turn thanks to the Battle Cry and the other ability as well from Hero of Bladehold. So why don't we just go straight in for that. We've been a little bit too quick for our opponent here, I think. Yeah, Battle Cry is still on the bottom. And there we go. That was pretty much entirely won by Hero of Bladehold. But we saw an interaction with Teysa Orzhov Scion. We got rid of their Juniper Order Ranger, so yeah, probably just throw this up as a little bit of bonus content because it wasn't a particularly interactive game, but very much looking forward to the new Teysa Karlov deck and just giving Teysa Orzhov Scion a swing before she comes out. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.